The world shrunk during the pandemic. Walls, once boundaries, became the universe. The routine of the everyday dissolved, leaving an expansive, unsettling emptiness. For many, the days blurred into a monotonous cycle of enforced isolation. Then came the escape hatch, a digital wormhole to other realities, a portal disguised as a simple Reddit post. Stuck in quarantine? Here's a list of Wikipedia rabbit holes. Crime scene assessment. The post itself, devoid of specifics, was a tantalizing invitation. It wasn't a case file, but a suggestion, a path, a challenge. It was an invitation to become an armchair detective, to delve into the hidden corners of human darkness, all from the safety of one's couch. And the crime scenes? They lay waiting within the endless labyrinth of Wikipedia. The premise was deceptively simple, a list of rabbit holes. The details were left to the reader. It was an invitation to lose oneself in the seemingly endless collection of the world's knowledge, to unearth the mysteries and tragedies that lie buried within the digital pages. The crime scene assessment implication was an intriguing directive. It was a subtle prompt, nudging the reader toward a specific mindset, pushing them to treat each article, each case, as if it were a meticulously crafted crime scene, ripe for analysis. But what cases would we explore? The choices were unlimited, spanning time, geography, and the full spectrum of human depravity. One particularly compelling rabbit hole that a curious user could have stumbled upon would be the case of the Hinterkaifeck murders. The chilling events unfolded in a remote Bavarian farmstead. Hinterkaifeck, an isolated farm near the town of Weidhofen, was home to Andreas Gruber, his wife Casilia, their daughter Victoria Gabriel, and Victoria's two children, Casilia and Joseph. The farm, already marked by an air of quiet desperation, was about to become a scene of unimaginable horror. The family had been plagued by strange occurrences leading up to the murders. Days before the tragedy, Andreas Gruber had discovered footprints in the snow leading to the farm, but no footprints leading away. The house key went missing. Someone had been heard in the attic, and footsteps in the snow suggested an intruder. Gruber searched the attic, but found nothing. The family was so unsettled that they told their neighbors about the peculiar events. These unsettling indicators had not been enough to prepare the family for what was to come. It was March 31st, 1922. The Gruber family vanished, their lives erased in an act of brutal violence. The following days, after the lack of visitors to the home had raised concern, a search party was formed. Inside the farm's barn, they made a gruesome discovery. The bodies of Andreas Gruber, Casilia Gruber, Victoria Gabriel, and Victoria's daughter, Casilia. All four had been bludgeoned to death with a mattock, a pickaxe-like tool found at the crime scene. Joseph, the 2-year-old, was also found dead, lying in his crib. The horror of the scene was compounded by the fact that the perpetrator had apparently lived in the house for several days before and after the killings. Someone had eaten the family's food, fed the livestock, and even moved things around. The list of suspects in the Hinterkaifeck murders is long and varied. There was a transient worker who had been fired from the farm shortly before the murders, suspected of holding a grudge. Other theories pointed to the possibility of incest within the family, including Victoria's abusive relationship with her father, Andreas. The possibility of a secret affair between Victoria and a local man was also explored. Each suspect, each theory, offered a glimmer of a potential motive, but none provided the concrete evidence needed to bring the case to a close. The Hinterkaifeck murders remain unsolved, a grim echo of a tragedy that continues to haunt those who learn of the circumstances surrounding it. No one was ever brought to justice for the crimes. The case stands as a chilling reminder of the darkness that can lurk in the most unexpected places and the enduring power of a mystery that refuses to be resolved. It's a case that one could fall into for hours, and the human drama is palpable. The fear, the confusion, the utter senselessness of the crime. The Zodiac's victims, a chilling reminder of the random nature of violence, were mostly young couples. Each crime scene was carefully staged, each murder a brutal demonstration of the killer's control. The letters, filled with cryptic symbols and boasting of his crimes, further amplified the fear. They were a personal affront, a taunt, a challenge to law enforcement. The Zodiac's impact on the public psyche was profound. His letters were published in newspapers. The ciphers, intended to unlock the killer's identity, have become a source of fascination for amateur codebreakers, adding a layer of intellectual challenge to the mystery. The case of the Zodiac Killer remains one of the most captivating unsolved mysteries in modern history. The killer's identity remains a mystery. The unresolved nature of the case continues to fuel speculation and fascination, reminding us of the human capacity for evil and the persistence of mystery. Now, consider a less familiar case. A user could have been led to the tragic story of Elisa Lam. The young woman, a Canadian student, vanished from the Cecil Hotel in Los Angeles in 2013. Her body was discovered in a water tank on the hotel's roof, weeks after she went missing. The circumstances of her death, as well as the hotel's troubled history, only deepened the mystery. The police conducted an extensive search of the hotel. They examined surveillance footage, interviewed hotel staff and guests, and followed up on potential leads. The discovery of Lam's body in the water tank raised more questions than answers. How did she get there? Was she murdered? Or did she succumb to mental illness? The Cecil Hotel, located in downtown Los Angeles, has a long and disturbing history. The building has been the scene of numerous suicides, murders, and other disturbing events. The hotel's reputation only added another layer of mystique to the case. Elisa Lam's death remains a subject of debate. The official cause of death was ruled an accidental drowning, but the circumstances leading up to her death remain unclear. Her case has been the subject of numerous documentaries and podcasts, and continues to fascinate those intrigued by true crime. The impact of these stories, the cases found within the Wikipedia rabbit holes, are immense. The psychological thrill of exploring these cases is complex, a blend of morbid curiosity, a desire for answers, and perhaps a sense of intellectual challenge. The human element is paramount. These are not just cases, they are stories of human lives, shattered by violence, loss, and unanswered questions. The crime scene assessment aspect encourages us to view these Wikipedia pages through a specific lens, as if we are detectives piecing together the fragments of a shattered puzzle. The initial Reddit post, The Gateway, is but a suggestion. But what it suggested was the potential to lose oneself in the narrative, to confront the darkness that lurks within the human experience, all within the confines of the user's screen. The impact of exploring these pages, the effect of the Reddit post, extends beyond the immediate thrill of discovery. It leaves you with a newfound appreciation for the fragility of life, the complexity of human nature, and the enduring power of mystery. It is the perfect reminder, perhaps, that the most terrifying stories are often found not in fiction, but in the cold, hard facts of reality. The initial Reddit post was a map, not a destination. It was an invitation, a whisper, into the dark. It promised the exploration of the human condition. It offered the chance to become a detective from the comfort of the couch. But what it failed to mention, and perhaps never could, was the profound emotional weight that comes with each unsolved case, each unanswered question, each human tragedy. The real crime, the real mystery, remains how we reconcile ourselves with a world that, like the hidden pages of Wikipedia, contains both beauty and darkness in equal measure.